It's Sunday afternoon. I'm sitting on my sofa. I have my phone in my hand, but I'm not really looking at it. I'm just staring at the wall. I haven't done anything today. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't clean the kitchen. I didn't even cook. But my legs feel heavy. My head feels heavy. I feel like I just ran a marathon, even though I've moved about 10 steps today.
I know that feeling so well. It's that strange weight in your chest. You think, I should feel full of energy because I rested all day, but actually you feel more tired than when you have a busy day at work. It's like your battery is draining even when the phone is turned off.
Exactly. It's frustrating. You feel guilty because you think you're being lazy. That's a common word we use, right? Lazy. It means you don't want to work or use energy. But this feels different. It doesn't feel like I don't want to move. It feels like I can't move.
Welcome to Pod Studio. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex. Today, we're talking about that specific feeling, why we feel tired even when we do nothing. It's something that happens to almost everyone, but we don't talk about it much because we feel a bit ashamed.
We really do.
Before we start, if you want more fun English podcasts like this, hit the subscribe button right now and join our English learning family.
It really helps us grow. We think we need to be productive every minute. Productive is a big word, but it just means doing a lot of work or getting things finished. If we aren't productive, we think we are failing. So, Alex, tell me about your Sunday. When you were sitting there, what was happening in your mind?
That's the thing, Emma. My body was still, but my mind was running. It was like a fast car with nowhere to go. I was thinking about the emails I didn't answer on Friday. I was thinking about the food I need to buy tomorrow. I was thinking about a conversation I had with my sister that felt a bit awkward. Awkward is when something feels uncomfortable or not natural. We had a small disagreement, and I kept playing it back in my head.
So your brain was working overtime. That's a great expression, working overtime. It means working much more than the usual hours. Even if you are sitting on a soft sofa, if your brain is working overtime, you are losing energy.
I think that's the secret. Our brains use a lot of fuel. If I'm worried, my brain is burning energy. It's like leaving the lights on in your car while the engine is off. Eventually, the battery dies.
I had a day like that last Tuesday. It was my day off. I stayed in my pajamas until 2 p.m. I thought, this is great. I'm relaxing. But I was scrolling through social media on my phone, just flicking my thumb up and down, up and down. After an hour, I felt exhausted.
Exhausted. That's a stronger way to say very, very tired. Why do you think the phone does that?
I think it's because of decision fatigue. This is a phrase people use a lot now. Fatigue is just a formal word for tiredness. Decision fatigue happens when you have to make too many small choices. On social media, you choose to look at a photo. Then you choose to read a comment. Then you choose to watch a video. Each choice is tiny, but after 1,000 choices, your brain says, stop, I'm done.
That makes so much sense. It's a mental load. That's another way to describe the weight of all the things we have to think about. Even choosing what to watch on Netflix can be a mental load. Sometimes I spend 30 minutes just looking for a movie, and then I'm too tired to actually watch it.
I do the same thing. It's funny, isn't it? We have so many options, so many choices that the choices become a job, and then we feel burnt out. People usually say burnt out when they work too hard at an office for years, but I think you can feel burnt out on a Sunday afternoon just from the noise of life.
I like that. The noise of life. It's not just loud sounds. It's the notifications, the news, the things we think we should be doing. I often feel a lot of guilt. Guilt is that bad feeling you get when you think you did something wrong. I feel guilty for resting. Do you?
Oh, all the time. If I see a pile of laundry, dirty clothes that need washing, and I decide to sit down and read instead, I can't focus on the book. I'm thinking about the laundry. So I'm not really resting, and I'm not really working. I'm in the middle. It's a gray area. A gray area is a situation that isn't clear. It's not black or white. It's not work or rest. It's just stress.
So, how do we stop the gray area? Because I want to feel refreshed after a break. Refreshed means feeling new and full of energy again, like after a cold shower or a good sleep. But doing nothing doesn't seem to make me feel refreshed.
Maybe it's because doing nothing isn't the same as rest. Think about a child. When a child plays, they are busy, but they aren't tired in a bad way. They are engaged. Engaged means you are giving all your attention to something you enjoy. When I'm scrolling on my phone, I'm not engaged. I'm just distracted.
Distracted. That means your attention is pulled away from what is important. So if I'm on my sofa and I'm thinking about my work emails, I'm distracted from my rest. My body is in the living room, but my mind is in the office.
Exactly. You aren't present. To be present means to be fully in the moment, thinking only about what is happening right now. It sounds simple, but it's actually really hard.
It is hard. I find that I'm always waiting for the next thing. Even on my day off, I'm waiting for Monday, or I'm waiting for the evening so I can eat dinner. I'm never just being.
I think that's why we feel that heaviness. We are carrying the future and the past around with us. I read somewhere that our brains can't actually tell the difference between a real problem and a problem we are just imagining. So if you are sitting on your sofa imagining a difficult meeting tomorrow, your body reacts as if the meeting is happening now. Your heart beats a little faster, your muscles get tight.
Wow. So I'm actually having the meeting in my head. No wonder I'm tired. I've had 5 meetings today, and they were all imaginary.
Right, and you didn't even get paid for them.
That's the worst part. But seriously, I notice this tension in my shoulders. Tension is a feeling of tightness, like a rope that is pulled very hard. When I'm doing nothing, I'm often holding a lot of tension in my body.
Sometimes I have to remind myself to let go, to relax my shoulders, to breathe deeply. Have you ever noticed your breath when you are feeling that nothing tiredness?
It's usually very shallow. Shallow is the opposite of deep. I'm taking small, quick breaths. It's like my body is ready to run away from a lion, but the lion is just my to-do list.
A to-do list lion. I love that. It's true. Our modern world doesn't have many real lions, so we make lions out of chores and messages. And that low-level stress is what drains us. Low-level means it's not a big explosion of stress. It's just a small, constant hum in the background, like a refrigerator. You don't notice the sound until it stops.
I think that's why some people find it easier to rest when they are doing something mindless. Mindless means an activity that doesn't require deep thought. For some people, that's gardening. For others, it's washing the dishes or knitting.
I agree, but I think mindless can be dangerous too. Is scrolling on a phone mindless?
I think scrolling is passive, not mindless. Passive means things are happening to you and you aren't doing anything back. Like watching a movie you don't even like. Mindless work, like pulling weeds in a garden, is active. You are using your hands. Your brain can rest because your hands know what to do.
That's a great distinction. A distinction is a difference between two similar things. So active rest versus passive rest. If I go for a walk in the park, my legs are moving, but my mind feels quiet. That's active rest. If I sit and watch 20 short videos of people cooking food I will never eat, that's passive rest. And that's usually what makes us feel tired.
Because the brain is still taking in input. Input is information that goes into a system. If you keep putting input into your brain, it never has time to process. To process means to organize information and understand it.
It's like a desk. If people keep putting papers on your desk all day and you never stop to file them away, the desk gets messy. By the end of the day, you can't even see the desk. You feel overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. I use that word a lot. It's when you feel like everything is too much. You have too much work, too many feelings, or too much noise. When I'm overwhelmed, I shut down. That means I stop being able to do anything. I just sit there. And that brings us back to the start. Sitting on the sofa, feeling tired because I'm overwhelmed by everything I'm not doing.
It's a cycle. A cycle is a series of events that happen again and again in the same order. You feel overwhelmed, so you shut down and do nothing. Because you are doing nothing, you feel guilty. Because you feel guilty, you feel stressed. And because you are stressed, you feel tired.
How do we break the cycle?
I think the first step is kindness, being kind to yourself. If you are tired, tell yourself it's okay to be tired. Don't fight the feeling. If you fight the tiredness, you just get more tired.
That sounds so simple, but it's actually quite profound. Profound means something that shows great knowledge or insight. If I stop fighting the tiredness, my tension in my shoulders might go away.
Exactly. And maybe instead of doing nothing, we try to do one thing. Just one. Not the whole to-do list. Just drink a glass of water or look out the window for 5 minutes without a phone.
I tried that yesterday. I sat on my balcony, no phone, no book, no music, just the air. At first, I felt restless. Restless is when you can't stay still. You feel like you need to move or do something. My brain was screaming, check your messages, look at the news.
And what happened?
I waited. I just sat there. After about 10 minutes, the restlessness started to fade. To fade means to slowly disappear or become weaker. I started to notice the birds. I noticed the color of the sky. It was turning a soft orange. And for the first time in days, I felt a little bit of that energy coming back.
That's beautiful. You were recharging. Recharging is what you do to a battery to give it power again. You weren't doing nothing. You were giving your brain space to breathe.
But then I came back inside and saw the dirty dishes and the feeling went away.
Well, we are only human. You can't stay in that perfect state forever. Life happens. But maybe the goal isn't to never be tired. Maybe the goal is to understand why we are tired.
Right, to realize that my nothing days are actually very busy days in my head. If I can name the feeling, it feels less scary. If I can say, I'm feeling decision fatigue, or I'm feeling the mental load, then I can deal with it.
It gives you clarity. Clarity is when you can see or understand things clearly. It's like cleaning a dirty window.
I also think we should talk about boredom. Boredom is the feeling you have when you have nothing to do and you aren't interested in anything. Nowadays, we never let ourselves be bored. We have a phone in our pocket every second.
You're right. Boredom is actually very important for the brain. When we are bored, our brains start to get creative. We start to dream. We start to think about things in a new way. But because we're afraid of being bored, we fill every second with junk.
Like junk food, but for the brain.
Exactly. It tastes good for a second, but it doesn't give you any real vitamins. It doesn't make you strong, it just makes you feel heavy.
I'm going to try a digital detox this weekend. A detox is when you stop putting unhealthy things into your body. A digital detox means staying away from phones, computers, and TV for a while.
That sounds brave, even for just a few hours?
Yeah, maybe just Saturday morning. I want to see if my nothing feels different if I don't have a screen in front of me. I want to see if I actually feel rested.
I think you will. You might feel bored at first, and you might feel restless, but on the other side of that is peace. Peace is a quiet, calm feeling. It's the best kind of rest.
I agree. It's funny how we have to work so hard just to rest properly. It shouldn't be work, but in this world it kind of is.
It's a skill. A skill is something you learn and practice, like playing the piano or speaking English. Resting is a skill. We have to learn how to turn off the noise and just be.
I'm still a beginner at that skill, I think.
We all are, Alex. We're all just trying to figure it out. And it's okay if some days you just sit on the sofa and stare at the wall. Maybe your brain just needs to stare at a wall for a while.
That makes me feel much better. I'm not lazy. I'm just processing.
Exactly. You're under construction. That's a sign you see on buildings when they're being fixed. Your brain is under construction.
I like that. Well, I think I've done enough processing for one conversation. My brain feels a bit more light now.
I'm glad. It's good to talk about these things. It reminds us that we aren't alone in these feelings. Everyone you see walking down the street has felt that heavy nothing at some point.
True. It's a very human experience.
It really is. Well, thank you for sharing your Sunday sofa story with me, Alex. I think a lot of our listeners can relate to that. To relate to something means to understand it because you have experienced it too.
I hope so.
And I hope everyone listening feels a little less guilty the next time they feel tired after doing nothing.
Definitely. Take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and maybe put the phone down for a few minutes after this.
Good advice. Thanks for listening to Pod Studio today. It's been a pleasure talking with you all, in a way.
It really has. We'll be back soon with more conversations about the small, important things in life. Until then, take it easy.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.